Welcome to my guide to the CGP Set A Grammar and Punctuation 3 test. Number 1, circle the determiner in each of the sentences below. You should know that a determiner shows quantity or possession of an object. So the first answer is whose. The second one is your. The third one is an. And the last one is every. The first two examples show possession, and the last two examples show quantity. Number 2, tick two sentences which are most likely to end with an exclamation mark. Many sentences which are exclamations start with words such as what or how, and others tend to be when someone is shouting something or barking orders at someone. So with that in mind, looking at the ones we've got here, the ones which are exclamations are number 2, what an incredible goal that was, and the last one, get out of my way. The other ones are either questions or statements. Number 3, circle the correct form of the verb in brackets to complete each sentence using standard English. This is just something that you need to know is correct English, which one makes sense in the sentence. Fairly straightforward. Tomek was the best at playing the recorder. We were allowed to meet the band backstage, and I was doing my homework. Number 4, write what Nicola needs as a list of bullet points on the lines below. Remember to punctuate your answer correctly. Now with bullet points, what you need to remember is you just need to be consistent. If you're going to start with a capital letter, you do that for everyone. Technically, you don't need to start with a capital letter, and you also don't need full stops. But in this example, I'll start all mine with a capital letter and make sure I'm consistent so I get the mark. For the experiment, Nicola will need a microwave, a thermometer, and a bar of chocolate. Number 5, read the sentence below and underline the relative clause. The relative clause is also the same as an embedded clause in this case. An embedded clause is followed by a comma and also follows a comma. So in this respect, it's the bit in the middle. Amar met Laura, who is now his best friend, last July. So this bit here is the relative clause. Relative clauses always start with relative pronouns as well, so if you don't know what a relative pronoun is, go away and make sure you learn those because they're a big clue to getting these questions right. Number 6, circle the adverbial phrase in the sentence below. Remember, a phrase is a group of words, it's not a full sentence, and likewise it's not just one word. An adverb gives us when, where, or how something is taking place. So if we read the sentence, a new teacher joined our school this term. When did they join the school? They joined this term. So you need to have both of those words circled to get the mark. Number 7, take the sentence which uses a dash correctly. My advice for these sort of questions is read the sentence, and when you get to the dash, pause. If the pause sounds unnatural, it's probably likely that that one's wrong. If it sounds like it's a good place to stop, it's more than likely going to be correct. So looking at the first one for an example, let's put the pause in. Mum found the car keys, they were in her pocket. That doesn't make much sense, does it? So looking at the one that does make sense, Mum found the car keys, they were in her pocket. That one naturally sounds like the right answer, and in this case it is, so the second one is the correct one. Number 8, circle the adverb in each of the sentences below. Remember, an adverb describes the verb. In the first example, the verb would be teach, so our adverb would be probably. And the second example, the biscuits will run out soon. Running out is the verb in this case, so describing that, it would be soon is the second answer. Number 9, read the words below and tick the option that describes what the root cent means in the word family. All you've got to do for this one is use your knowledge of what each word means and try and piece together where you think it comes from. So century, percentage and centipede, what do they all have in common? Century is 100 years, percentage means out of 100, and centipede has 100 legs. So the obvious answer for that one would be 100. That's where the word cent comes from. Number 10, the sentence below is missing a semicolon. Tick one box to show where it should go. A semicolon is really useful at joining two main clauses together. And what I mean by main clause is it could effectively be a sentence by itself. It makes sense by itself. So having a look here then, Maria's in hospital, she's having an operation. If we were to separate that, we could have two full sentences from that. Maria's in hospital. That would be our first sentence. And the second one would be, she's having an operation. So if we put a semicolon in between those two, we don't have to start a new sentence. We can just extend the first sentence to create a longer one. So it would go in the middle here. Number 11, write a sensible question to fit each answer in the tables below. One has been done for you. I'm not going to go through this in a huge amount of detail. You need to think of a question that you could ask that would give you the answer, a sandwich and a banana, or at 8:45. So the first one, for example, could be, what have you got for lunch today? A sandwich and a banana. That makes sense. And the last one could be, what time does the film start? At 8:45. Obviously, you don't have to use those exact questions. You can make up your own, but as long as the sensible, logical answer would be those on the right, then you would get the mark for those. I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment box below. Thanks very much, and I will see you in the next video.